Hello everyone, in this video we will see the question that is majority element 2, and in previous video we have solved the question that was similar, that was majority element 1. So I would suggest that if you haven't solved that question, so I will suggest you to solve this question that question before this one, because it is the basic for this question, and the algorithm that we used here will be used here also. So that question is a bit easy level, and I will suggest you to watch that. I will provide the link in the description if you haven't watched that. So let's get into this question. So it is a medium level question, as you can see, and we are given an integer array of size n. So we have to find all the elements that appear more than n by 3 times. So this is floor value. In the previous question we were given n by 2 times. So at most in that array we have to find the element which was n by whose occurrence was greater than n by 2 times. So in this we are given the that occurrence should be more than n by 3 times. So in this array, that is 3, 2 and 3. So you can see the size of the array is 3, so 3 by 3 will be 1. So we have to find the element which occurs more than one time, so that is 3. So in this array the size is 3 plus 3 plus 2, so size 8. So 8 by 3 will be 2 point something. So we will take the floor value. So we have to find the element which occurs more than 2 times, so that is 1 and 2. So you can see 1 and 2. So in this in previous question we were given n by 2 times. So in that question, in the given array, at most there will be one majority element. So there won't be any more than one majority element, because we were given that size of the array, the element should be more than n by 2, but in this we are given that n by 3. So size of the element's occurrences should be greater than n by 3. So there can occur at most 2 elements in this question. So you can see one occurs more than 1 by 3 times, n by 3 times, and 2 occurs also more than n by 3 times. So there can occur 2 majority elements. So let's find out the solution and how will we approach to this question when we are asked in an interview. So to start in an interview with this question, so you will have to find a brute force approach first of all. So what can be a brute force approach? As you see, given this input, so you can simply say that you will iterate over the array linearly, and then you will again run a loop for every element to find or count its occurrences. So if you are at 1, you will run a loop from this I plus 1 to I will run from 0 to n, and j will run from I plus 1 to n. So then you will keep a counter. So you will check, for every element you will check if its count is greater than n by 3, then you can add it to your result or print it. So this solution will be exactly approximately an O of n square, because we are traversing 2 times, or 1 time for every element, and we are traversing the array also. So that will be 2 nested loops, so that will take O of n square. So now your interview and the space complexity will be O of 1, because we are not storing anything, we are just keeping our count value which we have to find for the n by 3 greater than. So now what your interview will expect you to optimize this question further, so this solution. So the more optimized way to solve this question will be using hashing. So what is hash table? You would be knowing that. So hashing is actually we store a key value pair. So actually we will make the key as the element and the value as the number of occurrences. So we will simply iterate over the array, and for every element, if it is not in the hash table, we will simply insert it in hash table, or you can say dictionary or hash map. Then for every its occurrence, if it is already in, if we have inserted 1, so its value will be 1 first of all. So when we iterate to next index, so it is also 1. So we see the 1 is already present in hash map, so we will simply increment its value by 1, so it will become 2. Similarly, if at this point it will become 3. So that's how we will end while iterating, so and adding the values, we will keep checking if its value is greater than n by 3 times, so then we can add it to result. So this solution will be actually O of n, or O of log n time, according to the hash table in the languages if you use. So and the space complexity will also increase, because we are using a hash table to store the value, so it will be O of n. So that's why this solution is better than the first solution. But now interview will expect you to optimize the space complexity further, or you can say time complexity also, you can optimize it to O of n. So he will hint you to solve the question more efficiently. So now I have written also the pseudocode, so you can read from here. So for every iteration we will keep checking if the value is greater than n by 3 times. So now let's get into the more efficient approach, which we have seen also in the majority element 2 problem. So if you haven't seen that video, I will do suggest you to watch that video, because the base of that this algorithm is that video. So now let's find out how we can solve this question linearly and in O of 1 space. So I've written the pseudocode here. So basically we will make 4 variables. We will initialize them. So this is the majority element 1 and this is the majority element 2. So we will initialize them to positive infinity, that is int max. So then we will keep two counters, that is C1 and C2. C1 will be for majority element 1 and C2 will be for majority element M2. So this is basically we have to find two majority elements. At most there will be two majority elements, so that's why we are using one majority element 1 and majority element 2 and counter 1 and counter 2, unlike the previous question where we used only the one variable at most to find the majority element. So then we will check for every element in array. So basically I have used you can say Python syntax here, or it is mix of all languages. So for every element, so this element is actually this element, not the index. It will iterate for the every element in the array. We will check if the element is equal to majority element, then we will simply increment the so let's find out first of all instead of explaining this, I will run this on this example, then you will understand it better. So let's find out. So first of all, our element will be 1. So you can see these are the indices and these are the elements. This 1 1 and all these are elements. So these are our variables. So first they are initialized to int max and 0 0. So now I is at 0th position. So you will check 1. So we will enter into this condition, this loop. Then we will check if element is equal to m of 1. So element is 1. It is not equal to int max. So this will be not true. Then we will check else if so element is not equal to m2. No, it is not equal to m2. Then we will check else if counter of 1 is equal to 0. So yes, it is equal to 0. So now in this condition we will make our majority element, or you can say we will nominate our majority element. So if this condition is true, so yes, it is true. So now we will simply make this as our majority element, that is 1, the value of 1 as a majority element, and we will increment the count because it has occurred one time. So we will count its current occurrence also. So now I will iterate to the next index, so it will come to index 1 and the value is also 1. So now we will again come into this loop and it will check if element is equal to m1. So yes, m1 is 1 and element is also 1, so it is equal to, we will simply increment the count. So it is a counter for it, so we will simply increment it. It will become 2. So now no further conditions will be checked because all of them are in if else. So now I will iterate to the next index, so it will come to index 2 and the value at that index is again 1. So now we will enter into this condition only and it will increment the count. So count will become 3. So now I will increment to the next index, that is index 3, and the value for the particular index is 3. So now you can check element is not equal to m1, the majority element, that is 1. So now it will check else if element equal to m2. So it is not equal to m2 also. So again it will check else if c of 1 is equal to 0. So c of 1 is 3. It is not equal to 0. So now that means we have are getting our we may be getting our next majority element that we have to find, the next nominee. So then we will check else if c of 2 is equal to 0. So yes, it is equal to 0. So now we will nominate the next majority element that we are finding or searching for. So that is 3. So we will set the value of int this m2 to 3, the next nomination, or that you can say then we will set up a counter to 1 because it has occurred one time. So now no further conditions will be checked and it will be incremented simply. So the I will be incremented to 4th index and the value is 3. So now it will check if the value is equal to m1. No, so not equal. Element is equal to m2. So yes, element is equal to m2. So we will simply increment our count 2 value, that is it will become 2. So now this has iterated. Now I will increment to the next index. It will be index 5 and the value is 2. So the value is 2. So it will check the first value is not equal to that and the majority element 2 is also not equal to that and our counts are also not 0. So these all conditions will be skipped and now else part will be run. So the else part will be simply decrementing the counter variables. So as we have not found the value, as we, in the last question we saw, if the majority element is not similar to the same to the element that we are on, so we will simply decrement the count. It will cancel the count value. So now we will decrement it, so it will become 2 and it will become 1. So you can see now again I will iterate to the next value, that will be this. So if we come to this value, so now you can check actually I saw one problem. So here the values two values also here, so I've skipped forgot to write it, so I will write the 2 here. So this is the 2 value, So here also we have also one element, that is 2. So I forgot to write that, sorry for that. So now I will come here, so you can see the value is not equal to the majority element 1 and not equal to majority element 2, and counts are also not 0. So now again we will execute the else part. So we will simply decrement these values. So this value becomes 0, the count 2 value will become 0. So now I will come to this point, that is this 2 value or index will be 7. So now I is 2. So again we will check if element is equal to majority of majority element 1. No, 1 is not equal to 2. It is not equal to m2 also. M2 is 3, so 2 is not equal to m2. Then we will check else if count of 1 is equal to 0. So it is 1, it is not equal to 0. So then we will check else if count of 2 is equal to 0. Yes, C2 is equal to 0. That means we are nominating, we have to nominate a new majority element. So because our previous majority element has been cancelled out because of the occurrence of new majority element, so we will simply cancel that out. So we will have to make our 2 as our majority element. You can see m2 will be equal to this element, so that is 2. So now we will again set this to 1. So now you can see I has iterated to the maximum index that it could. So now we have got our answer. So this is the majority element 1 and majority element 2. So we have to afterwards we have to check if it is the majority element or not. Maybe sometimes if array won't have any majority element and you will simply iterate. So to confirm that, we will again run a loop and we will count the instance of it. So we will set the count 1 and count 2, and we will count the instance of the majority elements that we got. So we will iterate over the array and we will count how many times 1 occurs. So 1 occurs 3 times, so it will set to value will be 3, and 2 occurs also 3 times. Majority element 2 occurs 3 times. So now we will check if this value, so n by 3 will be 2. So you can see size is 8 by 3 will be 2 point something, and it will be 2 because we are taking the floor value. So now if you check this, so this occurrence of this value, that is 3 is greater than 2 and 3 is greater than 2. So that means we have got our majority element. So this is our answer, final answer. So we can simply add it to a result array or something, then we can return it. So basically the intuition behind this algorithm was like previous algorithm. So if you haven't understand that algorithm, so you like that one, so you won't be able to understand this. So actually in this you can see we form a particular like windows or something, you can say, and then for every element you can see at some particular window, every like minority element, you can see that 3 will cancel out the majority element. So once the majority element is cancelled out by minority element, so that means minority element has ended. So now majority element, as it occurs more than n by 3 times, so it will come in the next index, or like some particular, it will come after some particular window. So the majority elements need to be occur greater than the minority element. So at the end of the array, the majority element will finally defeat the minority element. So it will increment the counter. It will first of all decrement the counter for the minority element, and then it will increment the counter to its value. So that's why you can see at this index you can see the 3 cancelled the 2 this at this point 2 cancelled the counter of 3 at this point, but again at last 2 conquered the, you can say, or conquered, or you can say anything. So 2 won the race to become a majority element, because 2 occurs more than n by 3 times, so it will occur more than minority element, it is for sure. So that's why our algorithm always works, and it finds out the minority and majority element if it exists, both the majority elements. So this was the intuition behind this algorithm, and let's find out the code. And I've written the code on the LeetCode only, so I will show you both C++ and Python implementation, and for the code you can refer to the description link. So I have shared all the codes for all the videos that I have made up till now, so you can refer from for any code if you want. So let's see how we can solve this. So we are given a vector of numbers, so we will simply initialize, we have to return a vector of results. So I have initialized vector of int x, and then we have initialized the minority and majority elements to int max and count 1 and count 2. So simply we are iterating. So this is the modern loop, you can say, in the C++. So using STL, so we are iterating and we are checking if I is greater, I is equal to the majority element 1, we can increment the count, and all that is same to the pseudocode that we saw. And in this you can see it is similar. So now we will set the counter 1 and counter 2, or count 1 and count 2 0. Now we will find the count the number of instances the element is majority 1 is occurring. So if element is equal to majority element 1, we will increment the count, and we will increment the count 2 if I is equal to majority element 2. Then we will check if the count 1 is greater than the n by n number or size, that will be 8. by 3, or you can say the size of the array by 3, then if it is so, then we have found our majority element. So we will simply like add this value to our result array, and for the similar we will check for the count 2 or the majority element 2, then we'll simply return our result. So the code isn't any difficult here. It is similar, almost similar to the pseudocode that we saw. It is just a syntax that you need to like learn. So you can see it ran almost faster than 85% of the solutions, and like it took less memory than 60% of solution approximately. So now let's find out the Python code. So in Python we have simply initialized the list, and I've set the majority element 1 and 2 to system.max, or you can simply use 2 raised to power 32 minus 1. So it is a, you can say, infinity or the maximum range of the values in Python. So then we will initialize count 1 and count 2. So we will run for I in numbers. So we will again similarly check those conditions. If it is equal to majority element, we can increment our count, and similarly for majority element 2, then we will set the count to C1 and C2 to 0. Then for every element every element in array, we will check if it is equal to our majority element 1 and majority element 2. We will similarly increment our count 1 and count 2 accordingly, and we will check if the count 1 is greater than the size of the array by 3. So I have actually done the integer division here because we have to take the floor value, so that's why we are checking for that. Now we will add it to the result, and we will simply return the result. So that is our list. Now let's submit the solution also. So I hope you like this video, guys. So you can see this like ran, and it was quicker than most of the solutions. So I hope you like this video, and I would like to highly recommend you to watch the previous video that I made on the majority element 1, and do subscribe this channel and like this video, guys. And I will really appreciate if you subscribe this channel and share this video and like this video. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you.